Hello and welcome to Our Year with the Ears, our daily vlog where we relive our year living in the Walt Disney World resorts in 2019. Today is day 237.
I got up early this morning and headed down to the lawn outside of the Grand Destino Tower because today is the fun run day here at Coronado Springs. Last time we were here, we did the fun run and they said to keep an eye out for some new prizes coming soon. So I wanted to find out if they had the new prizes, and they did indeed have them in. They have got a brand new custom pin that you can get for finishing the fun run here at Coronado Springs. Really nice pin, and they let me take some pictures of it, even though I wasn't going to run the fun run today because we have a lot going on and I don't really have time to do the fun run. They also give you a lemon cake as one of the prizes for completing the race. You can get that right inside at Barcelona Lounge. So I thought it was pretty cool. They've changed up the prizes, and I'll definitely have to come back at some point and run this race to get myself that pin. I headed back inside and up to Bell Services to grab a cart because today is moving day again. We're leaving the tower here at Coronado Springs and heading over to Saratoga Springs. So I took the cart up to the room, packed everything up, and pushed it down to Bell Services to have them transfer our luggage over to Saratoga Springs Resort. This was a pretty cool stay coming up at Saratoga Springs because we actually didn't pay anything for the room. Someone reached out to us a few weeks ago and said, hey, you guys have been really helpful with all the content you've created. I've really appreciated the room tours. They've helped me out a lot, but I have some Disney Vacation Club points that are expiring at the end of August, and if you want them, it should be enough for you to get a couple nights in a studio somewhere. Well, we just so happen to need a studio over at Saratoga Springs, and there was availability, so we used their points to book 2 nights in a preferred studio at Saratoga Springs.
This was incredibly sweet of them and meant so much to us because we are paying for every single room this year and it adds up. It is expensive, we won't lie. And so this was so sweet for them to give back to us to let us know how much we have made a difference in their lives with everything we've shared.
We caught an Uber from the front of Coronado Springs over to Saratoga Springs Resort, and when we got there, our room was already ready. So we headed over to the room and of course took pictures in the room and did a room tour for Facebook and YouTube. Now this pull-out couch, if you can see the pillows there, they are familiar faces. They are not just horses here at Saratoga Springs. They are Disney horses. There's Maximus from Tangled, and there is Philippe from Beauty and the Beast. So cute that they put those pillows in there and have a couple Disney horses instead of just having regular horses all over everything. And then above the couch is this picture that we don't exactly know what it is or what's going on. It looks like a picture from like 50 years ago or so, and everyone's painting by the lake, maybe? I mean, I'm sure there has to be some significance to this since they put it in here. Like the Imagineers took the time to pick this one, but not really sure what it is because it's kind of weird. And you can see the rest of that room tour linked in the description below and up there in the corner. And these rooms have since been remodeled, so we do have the remodeled room tour linked in the description as well.
We spent the afternoon working. I was actually working on a blog post about Tables in Wonderland. We had gotten a ton of comments and questions about Tables in Wonderland, so I wanted to do a huge blog post explaining everything about it and helping people decide whether it's worth it for them or not. Around 5 o'clock, we walked to the front of Saratoga Springs because we do have somewhere to be. On our way, we saw a canoe floating in the lake, and we thought, that's a really odd thing, and I don't remember that being there before. So we took a couple pictures just to kind of take a mental note, like maybe we should ask about that. But as we were walking, we actually saw a little sign that explained what it was. It's a tradition from 1961 for the Midsummer Derby where they paint the colors of the winner on a canoe and put it in the lake. And so they decided to do that here. And I just thought this was really cool because Saratoga Springs, of course, is based on Saratoga Springs, New York. And they keep this tradition to kind of relate back to the very thing this resort is based on. We finally made our way up to the front of the resort and caught a bus to Disney Springs because today we are heading to Splitsville to meet some of the people that follow our accounts. We're doing just a general meetup. Anyone who would like to come can meet us at Splitsville. We're gonna have some food, we're gonna do some bowling, and we're really excited because we don't know how many people will show up or if anyone will. When we got there were actually several families there, and we got to meet all of them and just have a really nice time hanging out. We of course had to order food because Splitsville is not just a bowling alley. They have amazing food here. The first thing we got were the nachos, and this plate of nachos is ginormous. It is a ridiculous amount of nachos, and it's so good, and it's the perfect snack while you're bowling because you can pop a chip in your mouth, bowl, and come back and pop some more in your mouth. It's just awesome. We also ordered the burger sliders with french fries. This is obviously a little more filling than the nachos, and so this was more just for us, but the nachos were to share for everyone, and we just had a really nice time getting to know everyone there, having a really fun time at Splitsville, and of course, bowling.
As we were finishing up bowling, we did decide to order a dessert. We got the brownie sundae and just kind of had it for everyone to share because it's a pretty good sized portion of brownie and ice cream. We had a few bites of it and then let everyone else have the rest of it because there was a lot of food on the table and we were pretty full at this point. After we finished up bowling, we said goodbye to everyone. Of course, I had to take a picture with everyone all together. And then we headed off into Disney Springs to go and explore and see what kind of new merchandise they might have because we're getting closer to Halloween. We're starting to see the Halloween merch come out. We want to see if anything else new has been released lately. As we were walking through Disney Springs, we noticed there was an a cappella group singing kind of off to the side near Starbucks. I've never seen anyone performing over there before, but they were out there with microphones and singing, and it was really fun. The kids were running around while they sang, and everyone was really enjoying the music tonight.
Yes, you are the attention. My words are not to refine. It's clear from your vacant expressions. The lights are not all on upstairs. But we're talking kings and successions. Maybe you can be unawares. Be prepared. You're a big people.
We sat and listened to the music for a little while before making our way over to World of Disney, which is eventually where we wanted to go. We looked around to see if there was anything new, and they actually did have an entire section of Nightmare Before Christmas merchandise that had been newly released, and this stuff looked amazing. We loved the mugs, we loved the Zero toy that they have. So many things on this display we would love to purchase, but we really don't have room in our suitcase right now, but it was still really cool to see.
We headed over to the Co-op next to see what they had, and they had a ton of Halloween merchandise. There was some normal stuff from the Halloween collection, but they also had one of the new dresses from the dress shop that looks like Sally. Alyssa really liked that one.
I did.
But she does have a different Sally dress that was a lot cheaper than the dress shop dress, so probably just going to stick with that one. We noticed they had a make-your-own candle station out there in the middle of the walkway at the Co-op. It's not currently operating. They usually do it during the daytime hours, but we made a mental note to maybe come back and do one of those one day. And then we walked into the final store there in the Co-op and noticed they had some Haunted Mansion merchandise. And this is where the we're not buying stuff because we're running out of room in our suitcases really started to hurt, because they had two things that we both really liked. One was the clock from Haunted Mansion that's stuck on 13. It was a really cool little figure that they had, but our favorite thing was the busts, the singing busts from the graveyard. They had the set of them. I so badly wanted to buy these, but I know that we are completely maxed out on space right now. We've got the conference coming up and we're kind of out of room because we've got all the extra stuff for that. So until the conference is over, this is gonna have to wait, and hopefully we'll pick it up at a later date. We left the Co-op and headed over towards the boat dock to catch a boat back to Saratoga Springs. Usually it's a little bit faster than the bus, especially going back, it seems like. And then when we got back to Saratoga Springs, we went to the room and changed and headed back up to the fitness center. For one thing, we wanted to see if they have a sauna, because apparently we found so many saunas we didn't know existed. They do not have one in the fitness center, but they do have one in the spa. Doesn't help us at all while we're in the fitness center, but good to know for future purposes. We did work out in the fitness center for a little while before heading back to our room, and that was the end of our day today. So we'll see you tomorrow
For our Year with the Ears.